Namaskar and welcome to News 365 Times. I am Soni Gautam and it is my privilege to welcome you to the concluding episode of our special conversation series with Shri R.V.S. Mani ji. Over the last two episodes, Shri Mani ji has shared valuable insights on governance, national security, border management, and the challenges facing West Bengal and the nation. A distinguished retired civil servant, Sri Maniji has been honored with the Padma Shri in recognition of his exemplary service to the nation and society. Sir, it is an honor to have you with us once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Soni.
So, with that, let me begin with my first question of this segment: Rebuilding West Bengal, a vision for 2035. If Bengal were to embark on a comprehensive renewal program today, what should be its vision for the next decade?
I will take it forward. We have discussed a lot of issues about how the institutional setup, institutional mechanisms have been demolished to the extent that normal administrative work has to be restored to the in its true form. And this has happened not, I will not blame any particular government for it. It has happened over a period of 50 years, since 1977.
Yeah.
Successive governments, first by the left and secondly by the other which was unseated recently. The party is now, whether the party exists or not is a $1 million question, because every day the situation is changing. But the basic question is, first, public faith in the government has to be restored. And how it has to be restored is through simple task that the bureaucracy, because it is not the IAS and IPS which is interacting with the public sector, public people at the last level, the last and the least, Antayodaya they call it. So that is where the Ramaraja is nothing but the last and the least are given the same care and privileges as the first and the topmost person. Some sort of a mechanism has to be evolved. Administrative reforms have to take place. Restructuring has to take place. A lot of leadership. It's a responsibility on Suvendu Adhikari himself, and they have a very illustrious team like Swapan Das Gupta ji, the finance minister. Indeed, a very challenging task because there is nothing finance left in the West Bengal government. And where does he find the money to run the daily administration? How much of debt it is in, nobody knows. The state may be in severe debt from the center. What type of assistance the center is going to? They are going to ask first, even to ask for a center, they should have some basic figures. So that cleansing process, it will also take at least, and that has to be done in a very expeditious manner. It cannot, you see, already it is one month and it's almost five weeks since the new government has taken over. Now,
Yeah.
Swapan Das Gupta ji, the onus is on him to first take a full, complete diagnostic, which I'm sure you would have done by now, knowing him as a very committed political worker and a minister. I'm sure you would have done it. But the question is, do the institutional records have been kept? Or see, we had seen chief minister chasing and snatching evidence from the enforcement director just 2 months back.
True.
In this context, does she have or has she left a legacy of institutional records which really truly capture the picture, or it is all cooked up records? So this is where the basic challenge to the cabinet itself happens. What is the institutional record? How much of institutional record could be relied upon, whichever is there. The reliable institutional record, based on that, one can build it. Or if it has to bring it on a clean slate, I think that is extremely difficult in the given circumstances. It is not that simply so easy. It is the GST collections, whether they have been overlooked, the revenues which have come, whether people have been given handouts, what type of handouts have been given, who all have been taken there. See the patwaris and all, what have they done, whether they are doing their job clearly, whether the revenues from that area is going on, whether the schemes are coming back to. So it is a humongous task. Running a running a state of around 3 crore people is not easy, and that is what the West Bengal is at present. We have spoken about the challenges in the border management. We have also discussed about several other issues like several like educational, public order, public health, how the health system has crashed. See, it is the day-to-day administration, like the local institutions, the panchayati raj institutions at many places have resigned. As far as I know, the local administrative bodies of representative are resigned. How are you going to restore that? How are you going to and establish an authentic action-oriented local bodies? Are they going to conduct the panchayat elections again, which is again a humongous task? Are you going to conduct the local bodies election? Because they have to happen. If whatever may be the challenge, they have to happen. They have to go back to the local administration. The Then the information and intelligence collection machinery, which is very very important. We our have the present collection of it is not only intelligence, how many things, it is from the booth constable level. We have seen how how vitiated the police constabulary system has been in West Bengal over a period of time, over a period of 50 years. So can they be reliable? Is neutrality? See, it is not a question of getting vindictive with anybody X, Y, and Z. Law should be allowed to take their own course. But
Right.
taking out the vindictive part, whether it is Abhishek Banerjee or it is X, Y, Z, because now we should allow the law to take its course in those areas where there has been illegality over the past 15 years. But the the crashed institutions have to be restored, whether it is the local bodies, whether the school administration, whether it's the health, public health, etc., health, public health, civic agencies, whether the local body selections will be able to reinforce the civic agencies, that is also to be seen. So it is A, B, C, A to Z, everything is there. And double A, double B, double C, it comes like that. Why I am saying this is, all these institutions have crashed. Let us be under
Right.
no illusion. And since the fact that there have been so many illegal documents from the civic agencies have been issued,
Hmm.
whether from the municipal agency, whether the ration card, whether it is the food and supplies, whether it is the Aadhaar group, whomsoever it is, that cleansing has to be taking place repeatedly. That is most paramount. So let us see how Sapanda and Raja, his colleagues, Suvanduji, etc., will put their hands together and start working on it. Because now I think they have to start from the scratch. That is what I wanted to reinforce. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, moving on to our next question. Which sectors hold the greatest promise for Bengal's revival? Manufacturing, logistics, ports, MSMEs, technology, tourism, education, or agriculture?
Tourism is very difficult at this stage. Infrastructure has to be. Industries, Bengal had a legacy of very good industries.
Hmm.
They should look up at industries, trying to seek investments in the industries at present. But industries have a long gestation period to deliver employment, etc. So we also have to go in for logistics and service sector, including the IT enabled service sectors like BPOs, etc., etc., so that immediate employment, revenue generation, etc., is there. Then Bengal has some traditional. See, the Ministry of Textiles had done a lot of investment in Bengal,
Hmm.
in jute, in handlooms. They have to be really upgraded. Jute has immense potential. People do not are not aware of it. IJIRA, Indian Jute Research Association, in Calcutta-based organization, they have developed some innovative, wonderful jute products, including the Indian toilet commodes, Indian toilets made out of jute, which is very reliable. jute sanitary pads, etc., which cost around 1 rupee or 2 rupee, it can be reduced to that. And
Right.
jute necessarily is not screen friendly, but they have developed after processing.
Hmm.
And those have to be brought to fore. Bengal has the inherent advantage in that, and taking it forward as the backward integration, jute factories are working in a very 1940 style of manufacturing now. That has to be uh, upgraded, modernized. Honorable Chief Minister, I suggest to him that he should have a special scheme for modernization of jute industries, may
Hmm.
be implemented through Ministry of Textiles. The fund coming from there, experts coming from there with IJIRA, National Jute Board, etc., etc. This will go a long way in reinforcing the jute legacy of the West Bengal.
Hmm.
That is a very important thing, jute legacy of the Bengal. Coal, mining sector. It's a natural endowment on Bengal, in the northern Bengal and the
Sure.
areas adjoining Jharkhand, etc., etc. They have to really, it is happening, a lot of things are happening there. But the question basically in whether the Asansol and the other places, the mafia, the political political underworld which is controlling that, will they be able to be controlled by the Suvendu Adhikari? He has to really look at that. That can really give a lot of impetus, lot of employment generation happen if it is done in a right earnest. Durgapur Asansol belt, we have to really look at that. So, lot of employment revenue generation can happen. The northern Bengal also, I said they can dovetail with several northeast industries with a donor minister has announced recently, like ginger from Mizoram, bamboo from bamboo is also very cashless product. Bamboo from Meghalaya and all. He, they have to look at the northern Bengal belt with this type of facilities of harnessing these, like the ginger, bamboo, etc. So, and Bengal also has a lot of this coconut thing, so they can also, like Kerala, Bengal also has a lot of coconut plantation. They can try their hand at coir or some other product like coir or composite jute coir products, floor coverings, dharis, etc., etc. They are very attractive outside. They
Hmm.
have a lot of export potential. Like Panipat as a floor covering cluster, Bengal should also have a cluster for floor covering, etc. In the by developing new technology, new products like composite coir jute like that. So these are all ways and means in which they can really think. I think there are a lot of potential in that. See, potential was never shortage because at the time of independence, Bengal was the highest, in the best industrialized country in the country, but industrial state in the country. Over a period of time, systematic 1970s onward, first the Naxal movement in late 60s and early 70s, followed by a repeated left government and repeated thereafter this type of government, has really demolished the Bengal as an economic powerhouse.
Right.
Many of them have migrated. It was an economic powerhouse at one point of time. Now, now excepting for Kolkata, there are hardly anything, and many Sikh mills are there around Howrah. They should all look at it and try to revive how much of them can be salvaged. So it is a multifaceted approach they should take for bringing Bengal into the at par with national mainstream. They should not stand on ego saying that my state is better. No, your state was better, but over a period of 50 years of misgovernance, it has taken a back seat. Let us take it forward. IT enabled services, IT enabled services could happen not just in centered around Kolkata. Take it to Durgapur, take it to Berhampur, take it to Jalagram, take it to Bankura. Like that, there are places you have to set up these are clusters. Similar cluster management should happen in for other products also in Bengal. There is enormous capacity for that. I hope the government of India, the government of Bengal and Suvendu Adhikari, also now it is a very good thing that there can be a very productive, positive partnership with the center,
Hmm.
being from the same political grain. So I
Hmm.
think they can take it forward very well. I expect a lot of good results by next 5 years. And lot of better governance means better quality of life for people. So these are all that, but certain things need to be addressed at first, like the misgovernance has to be removed, and all law and order, people's faith, etc., should be restored first. And simple things should not take complicated routes. What the state is supposed to provide in a simple manner to its citizens should not be going through youth clubs and middlemen. That also should be, that culture should be abolished because it has been fallen prey to that over a period of many years. The TMC was the middleman, TMC MLA was the middleman, head of the youth club also. That thing should be abolished. That's what I want.
As you very beautifully explained this, sir. So, now talking about the geographical advantage. So, how can Bengal leverage its geographical advantage as India's gateway to Bangladesh, Northeast and Southeast Asia, like its neighboring countries?
I will tell you one thing, let's be very frank. Over the last 10 years, Himanta Biswal has already taken that advantage towards. See, Bangladesh, if you are going to handle the shifting of population back, we have to be ruthless with them. Even if it's a trade off, I give the population back to them. Let them not give us any have. Let us not have any trade deal. That is also acceptable because the trade deals are not very profitable. On the contrary, as you said, yes, it could be a hub to the Southeast Asia while competing with Guwahati. Guwahati is also already doing well, and also India's look east policy has reinforced Guwahati's position of eminence in that area. Through northeast also road routes may also be happening in few years of time. Having said that, still Bengal is the inherent advantage because of the proximity to port. It has a port by itself, coastal. None of the northeast areas have any coast. So we having a coast, having a port, a proper natural port in Bengal and Haldia and all, should be of immense advantage because it can serve as a hinterland. It was serving earlier, but that time the economics was very not very high. But now the northeast economy also growing. They should use this as a gateway to the northeast, gateway to the Indo-Gangetic plain, where the maximum minerals are found, the endowments, the Jharkhand, the Bihar, and the UP, etc. Bengal could be a very, very appropriate port and give the facilities for shipments, etc., etc. You can set up a dry port in Guwahati, but the products have to move through the Calcutta port only. Similarly, you can in Patna you can have in Ranchi you can have dry port. You can so, but make sure the product for that. See, already our surface transport minister is making excellent invest in the building of highways and etc. So it should not be a problem at all,
Hmm.
provided the seamlessly the Bengal is able to tap that opportunity and connectivity which they are getting. They are already getting it from the other sources. They are only
Hmm.
to sit together, put their heads together and synchronize and connect all of them and take it forward. That is one of the best ways to harness the benefit of port as a gateway to northeast. Both import and export from northeast can happen through Bengal only, Calcutta port only. That itself will throw up a lot of opportunities for Bengal. Right. Thank
Now, sir, moving on to the next question, how can we
you.
forget the role of young entrepreneurs, professionals, and startup play in shaping Bengal's future? So, what role can these people play in Bengal's future, rebuilding West Bengal?
See, we have spoken about the small time entrepreneurship, the startups, etc. can happen. Mudra is there. There are bigger high tech entrepreneurs, low tech entrepreneurs. But all have to come together because the enterprises, it should not be basically Calcutta centered. They should move back into the hinterland where the costs are lesser, the labor costs is here, the social costs are less, and harness them from there. Even a possibility of EV EV vehicle setups, the batteries, etc., can happen through Bengal, provided some good entrepreneur comes and the MSME, the North NSIC gives the capital funding. etc. So that's the reason. It's a simple way is to take help of MSME, Ministry of MSME. Start. They have some good institutions of MSME, like the Central Tool Rooms and Development or something like that in Bon Hogli area, 24 Paraganas. Harness that, reinforce that, train some people in tooling. Small small tools, hand tools, machine tools can be manufactured. A cluster can be done on the hinterland of Bengal, like Bankura and where like in Jalandhar there are a lot of tooling area because there are two basic institutes around that place. Similarly, they should also think about because the basic raw material is much more proximity available. See, whether it is a steel or other mineral, hardcore metals. So whether it is steel, copper, etc. Dhatshila mines is there here. Steel plants are there. Use that facility. Set up small, very small investment of 50 lakhs, etc., which can be availed from Mudra. Set up this, encourage the government has a handhold. They not only have to, once the startup happens, when the units are set up, within 1 year or 2 years, for 1 or 2 years, they should help them with buyer-seller meets. Simple buyer-seller meets.
Hmm.
They should connect the entrepreneur with the seller, buyers so that they
Right.
enter into a vendor supplier, vendor user agreement.
Hmm.
So once the offtake of the end product also is ensured, and the proper quality and costing is maintained, it is autopilot. It will run. 1 or 2 years only the government has to make the effort. Once the confidence of this user is ensured, then there will be a good relationship between themselves. So that is it is like cycling. Once you start using both your legs, then the cycle already goes on autopilot. It is a biomechanics. So simply some sort of a initially 6 months or 10 months or 12 months you have to work. Thereafter they will start. So this not only that these startups can generate a lot of employment internally.
Hmm.
Direct employment of if 20 people, the indirect employment of around 200 people. Whether because his earning capacity has increased, he will spend, the shops will start functioning, the chai wala will start functioning, the canteen fellow will start functioning. So it's a
Right.
cluster of employment which happens. So it is
Hmm.
a multiplier effect.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Right. So now, like, what would be your message to the youth who aspire to join public service and contribute to nation building?
Integrity. Basically, I'll tell you one thing. What we say is the word, even the commission UPSC, Union Public Service Commission.
True.
Bold, highlight the word service.
Hmm.
You are here for public service,
Yeah.
not self-service. It
True.
is not Haldiram Dukan that they say self-service.
Hmm.
It is public service. You have joined the government for serving the public.
Hmm.
And under every file there is a man, there is a human involved who is seeking some service to either betterment or indigent circumstance. He wants his
Hmm.
service has to go out. So always keep in mind that that should be the mission of joining this public service, not to enjoy power. I have seen many people who join service make very big announcement, and thereafter in 4 years, in 8 years, in 10 years they are caught with bribe.
True.
Please don't do that.
Hmm.
Please don't do that. Let us do service, public service, whether it is the lower division clerk or as they call it, junior secretary assistant, or it is the highest level of echelons of bureaucracy.
Hmm.
Let us. We are here. The public, so the person who is coming to you, coming to you for a service, for a requirement. Actually,
Hmm.
we are paid out of his money too. He is a taxpayer. He may not be an income tax payer, but in every product he buys, there is a GST, which is paying my salary. So this is the theme, this is the attitude of every government service, and have absolute integrity. Don't be wished away. Third, stand for the truth. If there is anything manipulation happening, please don't succumb to pressure. Stand for the truth as per the rule. Check the rules again repeatedly. The people who make the rules make it very, they apply a lot of mind, so you don't have to apply mind to vitiate that. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. That is, see, in Vedas they say four basic things. In Yajurveda, in Aruna Prasad, it says, Anyadya Shuklam, intent should be clean. Yata Shaktitva, whatever is within your powers, do that. Don't, if you just to help somebody, don't go out of your means to do. If you there are designated powers for every level in the government. If it is within your powers and it is possible, if the intent is clear,
Hmm.
Yavam yadhyaya dharmena, it should be in the larger interest of dharma, that is the larger interest of the humanity or larger interest of the aranya adin, it should not upset any apple cart. These are all the four premises on which everybody should work. If you are a good Sanatana Dharma practitioner, even you might not have read the Vedas, but these are all the four pillars on which you should keep your service. That is what I wanted to say to people joining the public service.
So you very beautifully explained the role of civil servants and public service people in rebuilding West Bengal and what should be their agenda. Now, like moving on to the next segment, that is Padma Shri segment. So, as someone who has spent a lifetime in public service and is now to set receive the Padma Shri from the Honorable President of India on 23rd June, what should be the message you want to convey to India's civil servants and young administrators?
See, I will tell you one thing. I am not being political about it, but I have seen many governments, Rajiv Gandhi, then Narasimha Rao, in between VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, Devagowda, I.K. Gujral, etc. Even Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The last 12 years of Narendra Modi has been a renaissance period for India's development. It's been a renaissance period, whether even the detractors of Narendra Modi know it. He is, there's a Bhagavad Gita says, Yadyadya Sharti Shrestata Tadyadyeva Janotara. Yeah, whatever the great man does, people should also fall in like that. Like a team leader who is doing like that, he is setting the standard, he is setting the benchmarks. For a person for 4,402 days, he has not taken a single day leave. He has
True.
dedicated himself to serving the people of the country, serving the country.
Hmm.
That type of attitude and commitment, if every public servant has, I'll tell you another very interesting thing. A prime minister is entitled to it's a very important information. It was brought out by somebody in RTA in long time back. Let me explain the context. A prime minister is entitled to his personal effects, even expenditure on his personal effect from the hospitality grant of Prime Minister's office. But as per the RTA information received 2016 or 17, this current Prime Minister meets his personal expenses out of his own money, not from the public expense.
Great.
That is the level of integrity and commitment that is expected of anybody
Right,
in
sir.
the government service. That is the standard. That is what I said. Yadyadya, whatever great men do.
Yes.
Yadyadya sharti, see, yadyadya sharti shrestata tadyadya vatanata. That should be the message. If that happens, I'm sure the country will be somewhere in a different. In 12 years, we can see the difference. Indian passport, India is the third largest, fourth largest economy. GDP is growing in leaps and bounds. Indian passport is much worthy than what he had traveled into 2003 or 2006. Now, Indian passport is very well respected in many countries. Many
Very
countries.
right. Yes.
Eh? So these are all, and nobody dares, even nobody dares. Excepting for a non-state actor, they are provoking and funding, trying to attack India in Kashmir 2 3 times. Major, no other, which has been very well replied to in their own language with a bleeding nose with Pakistan. No country is trying to take on or foster attack on India. Let me say one thing. There are today, yesterday, there have been some very negative. There are some people are attempting to give a very negative publicity about the loss of death, life of three sailors who are in a foreign
Right,
ship.
sir.
It was
Yes.
a foreign ship.
Hmm.
It was traveling in that area in the conflict zone, but it was in
Yeah.
a foreign ship.
Hmm.
US had attacked the ship.
Hmm.
Of course, most of the sailors were brought out safe, but three could not. The
Yes.
first question, and for that also, our external affairs has sent a very terse message to the US. So let
Hmm.
us not. But the question here is, if US attacks the Greek ship or a Iranian ship or a Saudi Arabian ship, they are not supposed to see the manifest of crew, mariners
Hmm.
before attacking it. They will simply attack in a war situation. If it is purely coincidental, in spite of that, the Honorable Prime Minister's intervention, the External Affairs intervention, the government intervention, they have brought out this. So why are they spreading this uh, false agenda, false thing about Prime Minister being responsible, Prime Minister being weak? I do not think so. It's a very, very important point. It should go to the public. Extremely sad that people are doing in this type of a propaganda. He has done what, see, after the death only anybody came to know. So he could not have stopped that. And it was a foreign ship. It had they attacked an Indian ship, he would have certainly taken it very strongly. It was a conflict between the ship whose country of origin is attacked and the US. I do not
Hmm.
know which country of origin it is. So in that event, they were employees of that country. If tomorrow somebody, the US attacks Iran and some construction workers are working, they're Indian construction workers. They are placed in Iran. How can anybody know that Indian workers will get killed? It's an attack on Iran. If Israel
Right.
shoots Palestine, if they shoot some other country like Egypt, and some Indians get killed. So this is a similar situation like that. I don't know why people are making a mountain out of molehill in this. What can the Prime Minister say? Whatever could be within his means, he had done it. He cannot go and take on the US and spoil for relationship over a period, trade relationship and several other balance for such things. The issue happened. US has US was culpable insofar as the attack may have been there, but they cannot be made culpable for death of three people, and the Prime Minister cannot be held that he has been soft. He has taken up the matter, extricated other mariners out of the situation and brought them to India. This is what is the type of because it's a propaganda because you're doing too much. It's a development juggernaut which is रथ चल रहा है. It's a
Right.
development juggernaut which is happening. उसको
Hmm.
अरेस्ट करने के लिए मेरी vested interest, including this what the Supreme Court Chief Justice called names. His name, there's a party has come out. All those, and they are trying to do something in the mischief in all over the country. So that is the word that should be curbed with strong hands, and that is what I wanted to say.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, like having served a long career as being a civil servant, you must have gone through some very challenging phases in your career. So, what values really guided you through all these?
I told you just now out of Yajurveda,
Yeah.
Anyadya Shuklam Yatashakitva Evam Yadhyaya Dharmena Aranyadayi. Just four pillars is sufficient to take you to. You will not falter. That is what I wanted to say.
Yes. Right. So, what does the idea of nation first mean to you in today's rapidly changing geopolitical and social environment?
I come from the nation Bharata. You know full form of full meaning of Bharata.
So,
Bha
please
Bha
explain.
Bha मतलब light enlightenment. Bhaskara lighting enlightenment. Ratha is the chariot.
Hmm.
So for me, my nation is Bharata is my nation is a chariot of enlightenment. It will
Great.
enlighten the world. It is the illumination chariot. That is what is my perception of Bharata, and I also try to convey to as many people as possible. In fact, one of my articles in the Organizer last August 2025 had explained this. August, so 5th August 2025 or so, one of my articles in Organizer had explained this in detail. Thank you.
Exactly, like enlightening thing you taught us. So now, sir, coming to the closing question, as India moves towards Viksit Bharat
Mhm.
2047, what are the three most important reforms you believe are essential to make India more secure, prosperous, and institutionally resilient?
See, certain reforms happen metabolically. Need of the hour, the shape of the body takes like that. So that type of with this Viksit Bharat, there's a lot of things happening, so much of churning happening, so many. So, for example, metabolically, I mean certain old villages first turned to kasbahs, and kasbahs they imbibe urban values, and the rivers also happen sometimes. So this is something metabolic. Metabolics are related to the body. The principles of metabolism in the body, organism principle can be extended to other factors also. So this churning will happen, and that will take because acceleration, the higher level of higher the base of your development. See, now we have more than 70% education. We have better infant mortality. All the social indicators have improved over the last 20 years. So as the thinking prowess, the educational prowess, the skill levels, competency levels, the commitment levels will also slowly start growing. So you will have much better quality of life in 2037 at the 100th year of independence if this team continues, or if team similar to this, if this uh, so this team continues. That is be very clear about it. Number two, it will be absolutely secure Bharat with all the fences, all the borders very well secured. That is extremely important interest because now I see a lot of hope or confidence with the change of government in West Bengal. That was the only hampener in that. So there will be thirdly nobody. If you are powerful, nobody dares to attack you. The more powerful you are, the more safer you are. Let's be very clear. That is in a micro level to the national level, and higher trade higher trade turnover means more churning, more technology is flowing, capacity is increasing, and all that. So it will be sort of a world leader in certain terms. And many product lines, it can be I'm talking about ITC classification product lines. It could be one of the top exporters in the world. This is a very, very important point. If you go through the ITC classification, given the present day leadership and the sync the present Pradhan Mantri has with our many of the world leaders, and I'm not enjoying it, but it is a real fact that the myth of UK or Europe being developed is now being busted. Further decay is also happening there for the societal and other issues are there. So that is also a driving factor for Bharat to go ahead.
Hmm.
In addition to that, Doklam and this Galwan proved very important. They busted another very important myth that the Chinese army is superior to Indian army.
Right.
That myth was broken, busted, and Indian army gave them a bloody nose. And further, let me tell you one thing:
Hmm.
China is still licking its wounds. They are not. They are a closed country. They are absolutely iron curtain country. So they are not declaring how many casualties were there in that place. So, as a major military power, as a major economic power, and as a trade destination, as a trade sourcing power, it's a major sourcing area. India will come up in 2047 as a big. You cannot even imagine the level of thing, way it is going to happen, what type of products are going to happen. Internally also product innovations are happening, as I said, coir and jute. Some composites are already happening all over the. We are into high level of technical textiles, including agro textiles, for adjusting the slopings in the hilly areas, hilly terrains.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that they and sports textiles, we are doing a lot of work. So in textile area, the technical textile area, there are a lot of things. Geotextiles, we are doing a lot of work. So we are already into that. So taking forward, that's the reason I said lot of new product composites will also become there. India will be the sourcing area partner for most of these world over. So India may be ending up supplying to many places in 2020, 2047. That is my, if the present leadership continue or the present momentum is continuing. The policy should continue in the same way, the aggression should continue in the same way. Modi ji, Amit Shah ji and others in the cabinet should take it forward. In fact, the present textile minister is a very aggressive Giriraj Singh ji. I'm sure he will, if he happens to listen to it, he will say, and you have a Nitin Gadkari ji who are doing the infrastructure of unprecedented levels. So I think airports have come up. So there will be a lot of tourist arrivals also. The that also is and not only destination tourism, etc. Area for medical treatment, because these medical expenses are very costly outside. Indian doctors are second to none in the world. Indian medical
True.
systems are second to none. So there are many areas in which Bharat will be the top area for many segments. They will be the top leader. As a holistically, they will be one of the leading countries in the world.
So, thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights and giving us such an enriching and enlightening session. So, on behalf of News 365 Times, we once again congratulate you on being named a Padma Shri awardee and wish you the very best as you receive
Thank
the
you very much.
honor from the Honorable President of India on 23rd June. It has
Thank you
been a
very much.
privilege hosting you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Please like, share, subscribe, and follow News 365 Times across all our digital platforms for more exclusive conversations with policymakers, administrators, industry leaders, distinguished civil servants, and nation builders.